Well, now I'm trying to figure everything out because it just gave me all these notifications that it lost a few things on Facebook. But
Well,
anyways, welcome to episode 131 of The Sound. And glad everybody is here with us tonight. And we've got Fire Follows going to be joining us. And I am Kevin Harris.
I'm Jared Seymour.
And I'm Matt James.
No, now you're delayed. All right, we'll figure it all out. But one thing we didn't do, hold on. All right, now we've officially begun. So I unfortunately was not on the last episode. So what's been going on with you guys over the last couple of weeks?
Just trying to dive deep into all the new stuff that's coming out. I know, Matt, you've had a hell of a time keeping up with all the submissions and the new releases. We were talking before we went live about all the bands releasing stuff this end of the quarter, trying to get it in before the end of the year, right?
Yeah, it's been a busy one. I've had a lot of emails, lots of new music's been released, and as much as it keeps me very, very busy, new music, I'm all for discovering new bands. I've discovered quite a few over the past couple of weeks. It's been an interesting time for music at the end of the year. I always find the end of the year is a bit busy because everyone wants to release stuff at like end of October, November time, and see them out for the rest.
Just because the music industry takes December and January off.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, well, we got a bit of a jab here from our missing compadre, Lisa. We had some audio issues with the guest, Lisa. That's why we were a few minutes late. But we got that figured out. So safe travels to you, flying to some shows. And but yeah, Kevin, what about you? New music. What do you got?
New music. To be honest with you, one that just hit across my plate the other day, and I checked out a little more of their back catalog today was and I sent Matt a song. It's called Rogue Royal.
Yes.
The band used to be called The Issue. And there was already like a trademark issue with another band name. So they had to change their band name to Rogue Royal.
Wait, there was an issue with
The Issue.
Yeah. You don't have a rim shot.
I need to get quicker on this stuff, man. Where's it at?
You got it?
Well, it said it played, but I don't know if it played.
Nah, fuck it. Anyway, you know what we meant, people. If you before we get the show rolling too far, man, smash the share button. Let's bring some people into the chat. And we got a good grudge match. Yes, Diane, we've missed you as well. Glad to be back. Stephanie, what is up? Kevin, you did another one of your signature asshole moves and put up two banger of a tracks, two killer bands up against each other tonight. Who do we got?
So video number one, The Challenger, is going to be none other than Kingdom Collapse and their latest, Never Be Like You, which is, once again, another fucking banger that Kingdom Collapse has put out.
Yeah.
And they will be taking on the the champion going for the Hall of Fame in Of Virtue and their song Sober. So that will be, and you know how it works. Or if you don't know how it works, let me explain it to you real quick. If you're on Facebook, you're going to see a poll pop up during video number 2, and you'll be able to vote video number 1, video number 2. If you're not on Facebook, but you're on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, you can put in the comments video number 1 or video number 2, cast your vote that way, and then you can see who wins at the end. And either Of Virtue goes into that illustrious grudge match Hall of Fame, or Kingdom Collapse moves on to take on a challenger at the next episode. So
yeah, they better rally the troops. It's going to be a good one.
It's a good one, that's for sure.
If you guys are ready, we will kick it off.
Let the carnage begin.
Here we go.
I never fit in, I am not a cool kid. Never give a fuck about any of that bullshit, and I don't care if you approve. I'll never be like you. Cause every single time I've done it without you, I'm headed to the top, talk shit if you have to. When will you realize I thrive on the outside, where I'm far away from you? I'm just an outcast, living out my dreams and I will outlast. What you think of me, don't give a fuck if I don't fit in. Cause I've got nothing left to prove. I'll never be like you. I never fit in, I am not a cool kid. Never give a fuck about any of that bullshit. And I don't care if you approve. I'll never be like you. I'm never fit in, I'm not a cool kid. Never give a fuck about any of that bullshit. And I don't care if you approve. Just an outcast, living out my dreams and I will outlast. What you think of me, don't give a fuck if I don't fit in. Cause I've got nothing left to prove. I'm just an outcast, living out my dreams and I will outlast. What you think of me, don't give a fuck if I don't fit in. Cause I've got nothing left to prove. I'll never be like you. I'm not a cool kid, never give a fuck about any of that bullshit. And I don't care if you approve. I'll never be like you.
And there we have it.
Well.
The latest from Kingdom Collapse. And I remember when Jonathan sent that to me. It's very well known that I like the good placement of the word fuck in a song.
Yeah.
And when he sent it to me, he's like, "You're gonna like this one."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I absolutely do like that one."
Do you think there is a a play there for like a WWE anthem song with the way the video is going?
Well, I'm going with AEW because Roderick Strong in the AEW is already wearing the Kingdom Collapse stuff.
Okay.
And that's what I can see. As a matter of fact, it's funny. I just happened to glance up to the TV and Roderick Strong's on the TV right now and on AEW. But yeah, so they've gotten that partnership with Roderick Strong. And who knows? You never know. I mean, I know that I can't. Mikey Ruckus. We played a song from him a while back. He's the actual music director for AEW. So who knows? You know, be kind of cool if it was in there for one of the pay-per-views or something like that.
Yeah, we had Rev Theory on, right?
Yep.
It'll be
That
cool.
happens.
So,
It happens a lot. All right, so that was video number 1. Now we are going to roll into video number 2, which is the champion. And be looking for the poll if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Put in the comments video number 1 or video number 2. Here is a Virtue, your champion. This is Sober, and you're watching The Sound.
I had it all, cause I had you. I fucked it up, I wish I knew that this is hell that I put you through. I told you that I tried, but that wasn't true. I'm filthy, but coming clean. Made myself sick, yeah, it's a disease. No, I don't want no sympathy. And now I'm just a memory. Drink to numb the pain till I'm sober. Sleep until this bad dream is over. Don't call me a disgrace, not proud of my mistakes. Show me there's a way that I'm sober. Sleep until this bedroom is over. Don't call me a disgrace. Now cut my mistakes. Show me there's a way that's not over. If I wake up sober, if I wake up sober, if I wake up sober, now I'm just a memory.
All right, that is your champion going for the Hall of Fame. That is Virtue and Sober. The poll is now up. You can vote if you're on YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Please put in the comments video number 1 or video number 2. We will tally them there. And at the end of the show, we'll let you know who the winner is and if somebody's going to the Hall of Fame or if somebody's dethroned
yeah.
the champion. So,
Yeah.
I just want to I just want to say I'm glad I'm sat here because you guys know how much I love Kingdom Collapse and how much I've been banging on about a Virtue. Like this is a difficult choice for sure. And funnily enough, both bands, 2 United States bands, have both just been touring outside of the United States. The Kingdom Collapse were up in Canada doing some shows with Fame on Fire,
Yep.
and a Virtue have just finished a run in Europe, supporting Being as an Ocean. So good
Yeah,
things happening
yeah.
to both.
Matt, I'm with you on that. I'm glad we're not voting. Kevin, that's a good job whenever it's that, difficult of a choice. Matt, do you know, is the live right now in both of their fan groups? Do we know? Has it been kicked over?
I
to the-
believe so.
Okay. Just to make sure, because I know they usually show up
Think
pretty
so.
strong.
No, I know
Yeah.
you're listening. Your job.
And I want to make sure it's not in one or not just in one and not the other. We want it to be fair. But anyway, so yeah. Let's
all
keep it
right. We're going to keep rolling then. Chris is sitting backstage from Fire Follows. We're going to bring him in and we are going to have a nice little chat. Chris, what's up?
What's going on, boys? How you doing?
Speaking of big things happening, you just released a new single. So I'll run down the what I think the sounds history with Fire Follows is.
Cool.
So last year we did a show called Rockin' the Sound, and we did a pre-party that had Tantric and Smile Empty Soul. That's how it originally started, and then we threw Awaken the Giant on it.
Yeah.
Then a little bit later, Jimmy from Gears said, "Hey, we got some bands that are touring with Tantric. Can you help them out and put them on the pre-party?" And I was like, "Sure." And it was Horizon Theory and Fire Follows. So we put them on there, and they both did a fucking hell of a job on that show. And then I got lucky enough to catch Fire Follows with Smile Empty Soul again at the Handlebar in Pensacola. And once again, one hell of a show. So I immediately started falling in love with Fire Follows. So they became my band to watch on the first issue of the magazine. And here we are now with their new single out last week. We did a play all day. They debuted at was it number 14 on the
11.
Filthy 15?
11, I believe.
Look at Matt go.
So, Chris, fill us in, man. Tell us what's going on with Fire Follows.
Well, first and foremost, man, you guys have been so supportive. Like you were saying, Kevin, we met 4 or 5 months back on the road, and just biggest shout out to you guys. Seriously, thank you for just the support that you've shown us over the last 6+ months. It's been awesome, man. So thank you guys. Yeah, we're just still doing the thing. Had a single come out last Friday. You guys debuted it a day early. Song's called Only One Comes Down Alive. So super pumped to get that one out and in rotation. We did a show up in Denver on, Saturday night at the Marquee Theater. Sold out show. Had a lot of people that had already hooked into the new single and were super engaged on the live side of things. So yeah, man, shit's rolling and just, trying to keep building this thing.
So when I listen to, especially when I listen to the new one, and I think we've talked about this before, the first thing I hear, and I don't want to say that this is what I'm comparing you to, but I hear some influence from like Skillet and,
Sure.
and things like that. Tell us a little bit about where the influence of the writing comes from.
Yeah, so I think I've always just been, most of the writing starts generally on the piano. If not, it's going to be, acoustic guitar bass, but all the Fire Follow stuff can be sort of broken down to that place, to just like a piano track or a guitar track. And so melodically, if they're not working there, then they're not really going to make it to the final cut in terms of the final song. And so because they generally start there, I want to like keep as much of that, even though it's, big, heavy melodic rock, metal type stuff. I want to keep that sort of piano acoustic core in the song. And so when they start there, the next layer after the, piano and vocals are done is the big electric guitars and then all the synth elements and everything else. But you'll hear in most of the songs, there's at least usually one kind of breakdown, whether it's in the beginning or, kind of like a post bridge type thing, where it sort of goes back to that. So it kind of can expose like that sort of bare bones aspect of it. And I know Skillet and bands like that, they use a lot of the strings and the keys. And so I think that's where a lot of that kind of crossover influence would come from.
Cool. So you've got the new song. So what's the next, let's say the next 4 or 5 months for Fire Follows? Lay that out for us with new single. Sure. You're gonna sit on that for about 4 to 6 weeks and then another one, or how do you do it?
You got it, man. So I think right now we're kind of in like we were trying to do 4 to 6 weeks. I think right now we're probably more like 8-week cycles with the singles. So we'll be, something like that 6-8 weeks from now, try to get the next one out. Next one's, I keep joking around, I call it the pop song. It's still a big heavy rock song, but it's definitely got, I guess, more of like what to me anyway is like a poppier sound than anything else. So that'll be interesting. And then as far as like the touring stuff, we're in the process of trying to get the next one set up right now. Nothing set in stone, but that really is the direction that I'm and the band is most focused on. Obviously, stay in this rotation of getting these singles out on a consistent basis, make sure they're all, as much of like home runs as we can make them. And then really, really, really just try to start getting on a consistent touring basis. Those are kind of the foundational framework of what we're doing right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I want to know, I'm seeing the background there. Is that where all the magic happens? The room that you're in now?
You got it, man. This is the studio. I got it's all in here, man. All the amps, all the guitars, all the vocal tracking gets done in here. I kind of, I just got my system where I got the booth that I have to move in and move out. And this is my house, but honestly, like my house has become more a studio that I live in than a house that has a studio in it,
Dude,
So
I can't tell you how many places like it's growing, like, throughout the years that I've lived where like the drum kit was in the kitchen or the living room, like where you get married. It's like, I don't need a couch. We got a drum kit right over there. There's a PA. What do you need?
Dude, it's so funny. If I was to turn the phone around, you'd see the drum set right in front of me, and I'm in the whole like main area right here, man.
Yeah, if I wasn't married with kids, there's no need for couches and room tables and all that shit. No, it's just a band set, somewhere to sleep, and a big PA. That's all we need.
Dude, you're nailing it, bro. That's exactly what it is.
Now, do you do your own, just y'all stuff there, or are you a hired gun for like you have a home studio where you record other bands as well?
No, just 100% the Fire Follow stuff. So up until a couple months ago, I owned a logging company, land clearing logging company that I've been running for about 10, 11 years now. And I just sold that company in, what was it, mid-June, mid-July. And so that's kind of been like the full-time job, the thing that's funded all of this. And now that that's sold, it'll be 100% music from here on out. So the studio really has just been exclusively a Fire Follows thing, trying to use the logging stuff to support it, and now get to transition out of that full-time to the music.
Well, dude, I love to hear that, especially like I mentioned, like I'm getting a little older in age. That's super cool that you had a job that could fund your passion and your hobby that is now paid off to in a situation where you can focus on it now full time. It sounds like, right?
100%. And it's funny because a lot of our clients that as we were selling, you know, a lot of jobs were like still kind of halfway through. So I'm talking to them. They go, "Oh, you sold the company?" I go, "Yeah." They say, "What's now?" And I say, "Oh, you know, it's just full-time touring with the music." And they go, "That sounds a little backwards." And I go, "Well, yeah, I guess normally it would be, but in this case, it's going to work out pretty well."
Dude, that's a killer quote, and I love that because we've talked about it on the show a bunch of times, and I hope the new up and coming bands, artists, whatever, if you're listening to this, you know, you have to handle your business, right? You got to
Yeah.
pay bills. Like sometimes music ain't gonna do it right up at the beginning of it, and if you want to fully commit and live in the back of a car and eat ramen, more power to you. But there is another way, right?
Yep.
Have your shit together Monday through Friday, bang it out at night, and bang it out on the weekends. But now you come around full circle. I love that because it's like, well, you know, now, you know, you're not dead, right? You can still do anything you fucking want.
You got it, man. And it's so like it is unconventional, but I don't know, man. I think the way the world is shifting and everything, like this to me will become more common. I mean, the music thing is expensive when you start getting into the touring and stuff, and most people don't realize you're not making any money. You know, you're spending a lot of money to do this, and so there's a shelf life to that for most bands, unless you've got some way to support it while you're going. And so I've just been doing both full time, as full time as I can. And but now that we got this thing sold and we're kind of moving next step here, it's all music from here on out, man.
I love that story, dude. I hope people are listening because that
Yeah.
that is a mindset or a frame of thought that I don't think gets promoted enough, right? It's like you
For
can
sure.
you can still do shit and do your music on the side. And when I hear people sometimes say, like, I get it, everybody's situation is different, but they're like, oh, it didn't happen, and then they just walk away completely. I'm like,
Yep.
you must have never really loved it. Now, and I'm not judging, but I'm like, you know, you still should be like playing at home, like maybe one show a year, like something, right? If you're an
Yeah.
artist or creative, you got to do something.
Yep. Yep.
So-
That's it, man. And it's just been sorry for that noise, guys. That's the wind. It gets cranking out here.
No worries.
But yeah, I mean that's it. It's just been like I said, if you're trying to rely, especially in the beginning stages, on the music to fund the music, I don't know. It's just pretty rare that it goes that way. And so this was the only way it made sense to me. And it's been a grind, but you know, I love the music. And so I was always going to do that. And I'm always going to do that regardless. Timing just worked out well to sell this thing to a good group and transition, you know?
Yeah. If like I say, if you're in your late teens, early 20s, and you want to deliver pizzas and everybody, you know, 5 people live in a 1-bedroom apartment,
Yep.
I get that too. So
Yep.
go get it. You know,
Yep.
there's no judgment there either.
I-
I didn't cut you off, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, like they were saying that, you know, it's been going backwards. You just change businesses. Like a lot of people don't realize that the music industry, it's a business. You got to invest in your product. It's you got to put money into it. You've got to, you know,
Yep.
and you're at that point now where you've like logging company sold that on. I'm going to put that money and put it into, you know, your band, which is your business, your brand. And,
You got it.
and I love that. I love that you can do it full time now and focus 100% on that. And
Yep.
you know, I'm looking forward to what's coming. I wanna hear about the new single a little bit. If we can.
Sure.
Like Kevin sent it to me, and he was like, I want to make sure, you know, we've got this on your radar for new ads. And I was like,
Yeah.
listen to it. I messaged him back and went, Gary, should play on that, please.
Yeah.
And like, there's some powerful lyrics in there, man. What's the meaning behind the new single?
So, I always like to tell people that, you know, any person that listens to it, because I've had more people on this track ask me what it's about probably than any of the other ones that we've released. And I always want people to sort of interpret it for themselves. But as far as like what it came from my perspective, I mean, the chorus lyrics, right, or the hill I chose is a worthy one where I'm prepared to die. I'm a peaceful man, but they make me defend it all the time. So it's this kind of, when I just look at the world that we live in right now, how polarized it is, how goofy it is, how tense everything seems to be all the time, it's sort of just this stepping back and saying, like, look, everywhere I look, it just seems to be insanity to me. It seems to be deliberately confusing and obfuscated, and you know, sort of the general populace is in a lot of ways at each other's throats. And so it's sort of just a fuck you to all of that, right? Like you know, here's how this works: 2 go up, only 1 comes down alive. It's sort of about just taking a stand, deciding what's true to you, you know, what makes sense, what's worth it, what's valuable, what you hold dear, and just defending that stuff, right? And not necessarily getting sucked into a lot of what I would call the modern insanity of the world that we're in. And so that's really what this thing is. It's just here's the hill I'm choosing that I'm willing to die on, and you know, to go up. Only one comes down alive. So
I think that was a great Kevin. That was a good tell us everything without completely telling us everything, which is the best way to tell you everything.
Yeah.
So that good job on that. So no better way to roll right into it than that.
And we're gonna do that right now. Here is Fire Follows, and you're watching The Sound.
Sound is cold, all parts of bodies done. Think I'm done, but I guess that was. You love me because I'm your crush, but hate that you need me so much. To the hell I chose as a wild evil, wherever I'm prepared to die. You're a peaceful man, but they make me offended all the time. Someone used the bones from the ones they sent, build this one inside. That's how this works. Go up, only one comes down. Sharp and tall, can cut through black and steel. So I brought one, razor ready to kill. But when I come up to the flame, you're naked and dangerous. To the hell I chose as a wild evil, wherever I'm prepared to die. You're a peaceful man, but they make me defended all the time. Someone used the bones from the ones they sent, build this one inside. That's how this works. Only one comes down rotting in your dead eyes, carving out these hard lines. Every move I make feels like I'm stepping out of line. Dagger through a gaslight, guilty of a hard crime. You're playing a dangerous game. To the hell I chose as a wild evil, wherever I'm prepared to die. You're a peaceful man, but they make me defended all the time. Someone used the bones from the ones they sent, build this one inside. That's how this works. Go up, only one comes down. That's how I
All right, there you have it.
Yeah.
Fire Follows, only one comes down alive.
I like the concept, just that lyric right there. I mean, that's pretty killer. That's like some Cain and Abel shit, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so you start listening to after talking or after hearing you talk about it and talk about structures of the songs, and now I start listening to it, and okay, here's that section where it kind of drops out and you kind of hear the piano part and everything. I was like, okay, now you start to understand it a little more.
Yeah,
So, and
for
I think that's probably one of 2 or 3 times where somebody's actually broken down a song and I've actually caught on to it the very next time I've listened to it of what you were trying to do throughout that song. So that was pretty cool.
Cool. I'm
Yeah, I
glad I
love it.
explained it well enough.
Yeah. What I think is cool is like Kevin, you kind of intuitively know, as a music fan, but
Right.
then when somebody really says it, you're like, oh shit, okay, that's what I felt. I just didn't know, I didn't put
Yep.
it all together like that.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's great. I like the track. I love the visualizer and the lyric video. Is there going to be a full blown music video for it?
I'm not sure yet. I honestly, like the last 6 or 7 releases we've done, I haven't been super into the music videos, just because of the cost and then sort of the way I see the social stuff going. For sure, what we are going to do is, because we did play that song, even though it hadn't been released yet, we played at least a version of it on the last tour that we did with Smiling to Soul and Tantric. So we have a ton of live footage of that track, as well as a bunch of cool stuff from the one we did up in Denver over the weekend. So if nothing else, I do want to do like a really cool comp video with a bunch of different like live clips, and then sort of put something together like that. So definitely in the next few weeks, we'll have that out, and then sort of 50-50 on whether we'll actually do a full blown music video or not.
So
Yeah.
who did that lyric video for you? Did you guys do that?
No, man, it's incredible. So if you go on like the YouTube channel or the website, you should be able to see it. But it's just a guy that I found on Fiverr.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have heard of that site.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't even know where he's out of, but he's incredible. They're not that expensive, and he's done the last since The Puppeteer came out. Actually, it was September of 22. He's done all the lyric videos for us since then, and he's unbelievable.
So I saw on, I guess it was on your YouTube channel, on The Puppeteer, you gave away a canvas of the actual album artwork. Did the album artwork come from the canvas, or was the canvas created for the album artwork?
Yeah, so I create all the album artwork in Midjourney, one of those AI generators.
Yeah.
I use that, and then we put it on a canvas as just kind of a promo giveaway for that track.
I have a question that you you said not too much into like real videos because of the cost. Totally understand that. But then you said where you see the socials going. What does that mean?
So, because I have conversations with people all the time about this stuff, whether it's like our PR group or just other industry people, and I'm no expert on this, right? So, like, this is just where I am. Ask me again in 2 weeks, right? Like,
Okay.
but it just seems like the short clips, the simpler stuff, like videos in the studio, 10, 15, 20 second. In terms of like bang for your buck, like for example, if you were going to spend a day or two, whatever it is, creating a music video, it seems to me like you'll be able to stretch the like kind of the marketing effort there more if you were to do like 50 or 100 different short clip videos that you can be posting to all the different socials, as opposed to just one lyric video or one rather music video. So right now that's sort of, I think more where my focus is at is now that I've got more time, obviously the last couple of months transitioning out of the company, into kind of more short form, quick clip kind of stuff instead of the big investment that goes into a full blown music video. That's sort of a one and done kind of thing.
Yeah. I wasn't sure where you were going to go with that. And I hadn't never really thought of it that way. And I 100% agree with that, but like to unpack it just slightly further.
Sure.
So would you say like, in other words, you would do maybe like a 20-second clip of whatever part of the song, let's just say the chorus, and one day you're in that studio, then you do another clip of maybe the same thing and you're somewhere else. And
you got it, man. That's literally it. It's like grab a chorus here, grab a bridge here, grab a verse here, and then just sort of, I guess for lack of a better term, like just dress it up differently, right? Or maybe one is like an explanatory kind of like, here's what this means, and then just little stuff like that where you can get kind of 100 different pieces of content that are shorter and simpler and quicker to make than one kind of big production piece.
I haven't thought about it like that. That's pretty fucking cool, to be honest with you.
Like,
go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
Coming from the social media side of it, from Riff Media Group, I love that idea.
Okay.
Coming from the UK, I'm very like bands over here, right? Will not class a song as an official single unless it's got a music video.
Really?
Yes.
See, this is good to know. Okay.
Hey, look, Matt, welcome to the old school. You are officially in the old school. Welcome.
Right. it's an expense, and that you can get it done cheaply, but it's money. You know, like I said earlier, it's a business.
For sure.
But then with your idea with short clips, that's perfect for the social media. But then you would have a full 3.5 minute video, say, that you can also break down into content,
Right.
which gives you more content to post on the social media.
Well,
Absolutely.
here's the thing, Matt,
Because
because that's the traditional way that I would say of thinking about it, what you just said. Because when he was saying that, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, no, do the full video. The cost is going to suck, but then chop the video up, put it out, right? But you know what I mean? Like put the verse out, then put the chorus out. But if you do it the way he's talking, it would be a lot cheaper. It would probably take a little more work if you're going to change sets, change, where you're at, what you're wearing and all that. But it will work better for like TikTok and reels and all that shit, which again, I'm on the old school with you, Matt. Like I'm holding the vinyl record, like this is better, like I'm with you. I want the full video, but when you do a cost analysis and exposure,
right,
that risk, he's right. He's right.
definitely. And I love the idea of doing different bits and different, look, because like the bands we work with Rough Media Group, we're constantly telling them, just, if you're going into the store to buy some toilet roll, video it,
Yeah.
and then you put a little bit of the chorus behind it, something, candid, or not that bad, but have some different clips of you, not just the music,
Yeah.
but you being human.
For sure. I was just having this conversation earlier today with the group that's doing PR for us. And I mean, it's one of the, I think part of this too comes down to like the fact that the world is set up in this single, every whatever 6-8 weeks, however it is. And so from like the business side of this, I'm always trying to do like the cost benefit of, all right, if we're going to be putting a single out every 6-8 weeks or whatever, what's our short-term strategy in terms of like getting good content up, and being able to stretch that, knowing that we're going to have one of these rolling out every couple months. And so that's why I said, like with the music video being sort of 50-50, the other side I love of that is it gets to showcase the whole band and not just me in here doing this, so we're just at that kind of stage where I would love to have full-blown productions for everything, and hopefully we're getting close to that. But knowing that if we don't have a music video, it's not legit in the UK, I think I gotta do a reeval on this right now.
Well,
it's crazy. Like it's weird how the different countries and cultures are different over here. And because I spoke to a couple of bands over here, and they were like, "Oh, you've got a new song out," and they were like, "It's not a single. We haven't got a video for it yet."
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's out, and he was like, "Yeah, it's not a single yet." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, and the other thing I do love about music videos is you can go, like, on this budget and cost, but you can tell a really good story.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And with the right talent, you can do it with a cell phone as far as like the video side of it, right? I mean, the way cameras are nowadays. So I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like, you could do it either way. You can still put the video out if you can afford it. And then you can also, like Matt saying, you can do the TikTok clips, whether that's generic stuff or music based, like you said, like a highlight of just say your drummer, right?
Yeah.
Like the outside, even if you did do the video, it's just like set up right here, you film it and then you put that on TikTok. So it always, the more content, the better. But that's just a cool way of thinking about it. I love new shit like that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. We're figuring it out day by day. The world changes every day with this shit. So I'm trying to stay. I'm not 18 years old, so I feel like I'm always a little bit behind the curve, but we're getting there.
Yeah, for sure. And
what's
go ahead.
up?
I was going to say the trouble with the social media is 1 minute you're being told to be like, be on Instagram constantly and post on there, and then be on TikTok constantly and post on there. Be here and be there, and it's
be on all of them.
Job.
Yeah, be on all of them for sure.
Yeah,
for consistency across the board.
Yeah. And you mentioned the single world that we live in now. That's been something, Kevin, I've been thinking about. Like, I want to be able to craft that for the magazine. I just don't know how to, make a full article out of it yet. Is like, I understand why, and I fucking get it. But like, I was driving back home from that show 2 nights ago, and I just kind of by chance, and I know, Kevin, I know you're not a big Tool fan, but I popped on Lateralis and just listened to that from beginning to end, and I'm just like, God, that's an album. That's like, like Pink Floyd did it, like a fucking album, and not just
Well,
throwing.
and that's kind of what I'm going through right now. The stupid Facebook thing where, hey, I nominated Kevin and I got to pick fucking one album for 10 days of what influenced my musical style. And I'm going through and picking these albums. And I'm like, God damn, that album was so good from front to back. And I mean, from song number 1 to song number 12 or 10 or whatever it was. And I'm just like, and I started looking, the last episode that I was with you guys, we talked about albums and vinyl.
Yeah.
And I started hanging some of the vinyl that I had, and I was like, fuck this. I took it out of the frame and had my fucking record player here, and I'm threw them in and started listening to them. And I'm just like, it made me feel good to like, fuck, this is what it's about. And so, yeah, I understand the whole single process and I get it. But still, like you said, to this day, drop an album that's got fucking 12 good songs on it and let me just fucking rake that motherfucker across the coals for a month, 2 months.
Like Chris was saying, it's like if you got somebody who can like, and it's probably happening right now. There's so much shit coming out, even we can't keep up with everything, but like there's bands out there, I'm sure right now, and I want to see somebody do it and like it take off, but like just say like, fuck the whole single thing. And they just like, hey, we're making a record. It's going to be a great record. And if whatever it does, it does. And I think at some point, if everything keeps going the singles way, that'll be a breath of fresh air that
I can tell
allow
you
to cut through somehow, some way.
So I was talking to Russ from Etched and Embers the other night.
Yeah.
So they've got an album coming out that you've only heard half the songs.
Right.
So when they drop the album, it's going to be 6 songs you haven't heard. You've heard the first 6. Now you're going to get a chance at and I think that's the closest we're going to get right now to somebody getting the balls to not release anything and just drop a whole album at one time.
Yeah, like we said, it's if you just drop the whole thing though, you it better be good. Like it's just not the way to do it nowadays. I get it. And
right. It's a waste. In my opinion, it's a waste of material.
Yeah, I know.
But and not many bands do, not unless you've got massive followings. Like Metallica could drop an album tomorrow and it would soar because it's Metallica. You know what I mean?
But they did. Yeah.
Taylor Swift does it.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll tell you guys this too. And I mean, I'm sure you guys know this, but like from a writing perspective, and there's pros and cons to all this stuff, but one of the downsides to not having the album thing is like you don't really get as much of an opportunity to go outside the box because every song when you're doing singles has to be a hit, right? It has to be a banger. And so, you don't get this like where you've got 10 or 12 songs and that 5 or 6 of them are going to appeal to more of a mainstream audience, but then you've got the other half of the album that might only really hit with like the more true core fans. So you're just not going to get as much of that kind of, slightly in left field kind of stuff that a lot of the hardcore fans are liking. And so, even with like the playlisting, I mean, I know a lot of guys have told me that if a song, if the lyrics or the vocals haven't come in within whatever amount of seconds, they're not even going to go through it. And so, I mean, if that's the case, much less having a song that's not quite sitting like in that center point of what the mainstream audience is going to like, it just kind of robs the fans, I think, of having some of those more out of the box kind of sounds when we're sort of stuck in this world.
Yeah, that's that goes back to like what we're saying about like these really good albums. They'll have a whether it's the first track or the set, like something like super, in your face or fast tempo or heavy, and then maybe there's 2 in a row, but then they bring it down for a little bit, you know, but when you listen to it from start to finish, which you can't always do, I think of LD50. They did such a great job, Mudvayne, of on the first record of like in your face, then slow it down for a second, then something light, then trippy, then punch you in the mouth again. And, you know, I don't know. It's just I hope that doesn't die out. I don't think it will. I think people will figure out how to make that still a thing. But that to me as a music junkie, like that's the ultimate. You know?
Sure.
So anyway, now that we went down that rabbit hole, I do have one quick question before we wrap things up, at least from my perspective. Is Chris, do you cut in the studio that you're in there? Do you cut everything there and do the whole process, or do we ship it out? And then also, are you self-taught? Do you have training? You just been doing it for a long enough time? Like what's going on there?
Yeah, so all the tracking, all the writing, production tracking, all of that happens here, and then I just get the individual audio files and I send them out to Landon Hook and Chris Henderson. I think they're in Texas now. They do the mix master on it. So the first Fire Follows EP, I tried to mix or at least do the mix, and then I outsourced the master. But I tried to do the mix myself, and A, I'm not that good of a mixing engineer. But B, like once I've sat with a song for weeks or months, putting it together, like I've lost all objectivity. So the idea of me trying to do the mix on it is just a terrible idea. So yeah, all the cooking gets done here, and then it gets sent out for mix master. And then as far as the training, I mean, I've had a little bit here and there on different instruments, definitely some vocal training over the years with a couple one in particular, incredible vocal coach. But the rest of it, man, is just doing this for lots and lots of years and just refining the process, day after day.
Understood.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Where, if people are trying to find Fire Follows, where's the best way to find them? I noticed you were very smart on your website, and I think I took it down already because
Okay.
I was on it earlier. But down at the bottom of your website, it actually says we're most active on Instagram and YouTube. So please find us there.
That's literally what I was just about to say, and I'm glad you caught that. Yeah.
We had about 2 or 3 episodes in a row where because we usually always ask that question.
Yeah.
And it was like 2 or 3 episodes in a row, Kevin, if you remember, the bands actually said their website first.
Yep.
Which I thought was like, again, one of the things that like, that makes a shit ton of sense. It cuts the algorithm out. It's like go to our website first if you really like us, right? Like obviously we're putting out content on every Facebook, TikTok, blah, 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 blah. But if you're going to ask me, I'm going to say, go to my website, sign up for a newsletter or something there and have links to everything else. But that way you're outside of, Zuckerberg's decision-making process on what you actually see,
100%. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
Honestly, like any of the platforms, I'm checking everything every day. So people can reach out to us anywhere. But I think the ones that I'm kind of messing around on the most, as far as the socials, are Instagram and YouTube. So if anyone wants to get with us directly, those are going to be the easiest and quickest ones.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nice.
Well, dude, thank you for your time tonight. We appreciate it, man. Digging the tracks, digging what y'all are doing. So
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, your support it just means so much, and we really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Thank you for your time, dude. Keep killing it.
Thank
on.
you.
All right, gents.
All
have
right.
a good night, bro. Have a good night.
See you.
Bye. Now,
All right.
Kevin,
Now,
you were talking about vinyls.
Yeah.
yes.
So I'll be right back.
Oh boy.
I think vinyl sales, what was it, this year, last year, surpassed was it CD sales or something like that?
They took that back over as far as the CDs go.
Yeah.
So me and Lisa got you a little present.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Now, you're a massive Skindred fan,
I am.
and I went and met Skindred.
Nice.
So we bought you
Shut the fuck
vinyl
up.
for Smile,
Hell yeah.
and
Nice.
it's the clear black marble one. So that's
Nice.
your collection, and
Hell yeah.
She's
I might have
she's
to, I might
here
have to
on
open it
Friday,
up
so
and
she'll
listen
be
to it
picking
though.
that up and then mailing it to you when she gets back there. So
Awesome. Thank you so
you
much.
got
That's
you.
awesome.
You're welcome, dude.
It's funny
No,
because I was
we
going to
know.
mention it earlier when we were talking off the air that I have a meetup and a call with the owners of Earache Records, and Earache
Nice.
Records is who Skindred is signed with. So
is.
and Buck Cherry and stuff like that. So that's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate
welcome.
that very, 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 very much. That's awesome.
Just a shame she's not here on the live because she's too busy packing to fly over to pick it up.
Hey, I just appreciate it.
Yeah, that's cool as shit.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, got the record player right here. It's ready.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Like
got, it's got the
It's a banging
it's got the
album.
Beastie Boys license to ill in it right now.
Oh, nice. I like it.
all right, where are we at, Kevin? Where are we at on the grudge?
Let me take a look. What the heck happened here? Let me go back. Give me 1 sec. Hold, please. The screen kind of went to something else. Oh, that's why. 1 second. It won't take but a second. So if you don't know what we're talking about Kevin trying to find the answers to the poll here on the grudge match. And with, let's see, here it is. With 79% of the votes, Kingdom Collapse, Never Be Like You is our winner.
Yeah, they come out swinging.
Knocks a Virtue out from going to the Hall of Fame, and they will take on the next contender on our next episode, which is what, October 11th? It's October 11th.
I know we have the 25th.
Yeah. Hold on.
We have some. We have guest book. We'll
Oh yeah,
fill
we
you
already
in
got
as we go.
we already got the guest booked.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
hold on.
I'm just saying, I know the guest from the 25th because I was talking about it the other night.
October 11th, we've got the Almas, and then October 25th is Post Profit.
Ha.
Which we kind of jumped ahead of ourselves. I haven't got it 100% confirmed yet, but
I talked to them two nights ago. They were like, yeah. So
okay. So
yeah, I mean,
October 25th Post Profit, and
hey,
then hopefully within some of that time, one of those or two of those episodes, we will be. What the heck? Somebody's been messing in here, haven't they?
What happened? What are you talking about?
Something's missing. I got to find it real quick. There it is. And somewhere in that time over the next couple episodes, we're going to try to get a couple more bands in because we do have our fall show coming up at the Cannery on November 11th, which is actually Veterans Day, ladies and gentlemen, with Edema and Smile Empty Soul, the band On Off, and the local band Castor Troy will be on that show as well. Tickets are available right now. They're $20 in advance at thesound228.com and $25 the day of the show. Please go by and pick those up now and join us at the Cannery coming up on November 11th. And then the Cannery's also got another show on November 10th with Life Right Now. So it's going to be a weekend at the Cannery that's going to be a full rock weekend. So it'll be fun over there. So
sounds good.
But you know who else has a show? You know who else has a show, Matt?
Who?
It's happening October 21st.
Who?
Jared has a show.
Dude, I was thinking, I was like, I think mine's the 14th, but it's not. That's
October 21st.
I know, but I'm just saying. So when I don't get shit right, you like honestly, like so you're saying, I'm like, I think mine's the 14th, but no, it's the 21st. Yeah, we moved it. Anyway, yeah, we do at Tracks. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Oh, nice.
It's gonna be their Halloween show with Falls from Grace, and I think Rise of Phoenix is on that.
Think so. Yeah, we've been sharing the flyer out. It's going to be a fun show, man. It's kind of a tight venue, which is my favorite venues, you know, so everybody's personal. You can rub elbows, you know, sling sweat on people. So
you got to talk about those shows because those shows are few and far between when it comes to Falls from Grace.
Yeah, they are. But that goes back to what I was saying earlier. You know,
I knew exactly what you were talking about when you were referencing it.
Yeah, I mean, you get it in how you can, you know, and that's
you got it, wouldn't you?
I'm good with that. So
But congrats. Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
So October 11th, the Almas, Kingdom of Collapse will be taking on a new challenger. We haven't figured that out yet, but within the next couple of weeks, we'll have it ready to go and let you know who's going to be in.
Yep. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Lisa, safe travels. I see you in the comments still. And thanks everybody that watched. See y'all on the next one.
Here we go. See ya.